Morning.
Morning.
It's the day after Figure 8.
Cheers.
What's going on?
Well, just giving it a once over.
Yep.
It survived, which is always a win. So, working through a few things like with the tune and heat management and things like that. She gets a bit hot, and the turbo was not always love and life, but it's all good.
If you haven't realised, Mitch is really tall. Cool. So we saw some pretty cool stuff last night. We had some beautiful colours.
Glowing red hot.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the new version of Neon Underglow. Tyres. Shredding.
Black golf tyres.
Shredding. You gonna do some things to the Skyline?
Just try and band-aid it along for now. Just keep it going.
Cute. Alright. Successful night last night.
Very
Happy days.
successful. First Figure 8.
You.
Done.
Hey, so we're going down at the Cressida. So we've had some teething issues, as you know. So we've done some fixing on some of the stuff. So one of the ones was the hydraulic handbrake went kaputskis. Hey.
Hello. It was running the Chinese version of bad excuse of a hydraulic press. So now we're running the Millwood and it's had no issues whatsoever. It works. It locks up.
Working. Choo, choo. Alrighty, that's all fixed up. And then we went down, we had some fuel pump issues and fuel filter issues. We haven't talked about the fuel setup, have we yet, Wayne?
No, not really, no.
No.
The fuel filters we were running were restricting the flow too much. We had one up here and one here. We've now gone to the larger size. They're still serviceable, so you can pull them apart, clean them. But because they were restricting the flow so much, the in-tank pump in the stock Cressida tank died. That's my fault because I didn't clean it out. It had probably 8-year-old fuel in there, so it clogged the little sock on the end of the in-tank pump. So we've got a new pump in there now, bigger filters, car runs good. So it should be sweet.
Beautiful. I also had 2 hits because I was trying to drive the car quite aggressively with a lot of speed. So I actually smashed the full rear quarter. And Wayne thought it was easier to fab up these Madtron rear end for the tail lights. So he's done an awesome job there, like the swage lines, the attention to detail in the metal fab here. Beautiful. So going with that intergalactic space vibe, very 80s Neon-tron futuristic thing going on there. So loving it. Loving it. And the other hit was on the front, but it pretty much didn't do anything. It was very minor. So all I had to do was cable tie the grill back on. She's all good. She's all good. All right, and we're on to the...
Tyre issues.
Oh, yeah, tyres. Yes, tyres. Yep, so I had one set of tyres that were on the BBSs. They were really old, and I was pretty much just aquaplaning. They had nothing on them. And then the other ones, we had Kumhos.
Yes.
Yep, and they were just all grip. I couldn't even spin them. They were just nasty grip. So we've changed them over to the Windruns.
Cheap China.
So we're going to run these.
Thank you, Mitchell.
Yeah, thank you, Mitchell, because I love Mitch's wheels. We're going to run these on Saturday at the wet pan and see how we go with that. So we're still sort of fiddling with the tyre pressures and suspension setup and things like that to make it ideal, but we'll get there. All right, next one to power steering. So power steering wasn't loving life at the Women in Drifting event. So, yeah.
Hello.
Yep. It was getting too hot. Even though Wayne tried to run the power steering lines to get a bit of airflow to keep them cool, it's still getting too hot. So we've bought some new presents. There it is. Nice new, so cute. We've got some fittings to go with it.
1G loves revs.
Correct.
So we were actually overspinning the power steering pump. So we've swapped out the pulley. Luckily enough, we had another pulley that was the right offset. Lines up with the existing pulleys, but is almost 10 mil larger in diameter, so it should spin the power steering pump a little bit slower at 7,000 or there above.
Where'd you pull this pulley off?
That pulley is actually off a 1GG ZE.
Ah, supercharge.
Yes, supercharged one.
There you go.
Yeah. I
Cute.
don't know if I'll ever find another one, so
I'll do my best to look after it for you.
yeah, please. Yeah, it's steel, it shouldn't break. It should be fine. And that's why we've got 2 different size belts there, because we're not sure which one's going to work. So we'll see which one works and get it running again.
All right, let's install the power steering cooler. Wayne is fabbing up some tabs and stuff to mount the power steering cooler. We're just sitting over here and we're going to open up and check the filters, see if they're blocked and what's going on in there. Just check them, have a look.
One clean fuel filter.
So you can see the dirty.
Bleh.
Yep. So we're going to clean it.
Bleh.
So previously we just had the hose clamps on the fuel filters, but we're going to use these GM style EFI fittings, which are really easy to remove and install so that we can easily clean the fuel filters from now on.
Yeah.
We're going to have to trim down the fuel line that's coming from the tank, because we're now installing these extra fittings, so there's a bit of length added.
So now it'll be real easy to undo now that the little push fittings have been installed. Just push the 2 little grey buttons. And it comes out. And then when you put it in, it'll click. Nice and easy to take out and clean for next time. For those who haven't seen as well, Wayne also fabbed up this Mad Rising Sun backing plate for us. So not quite finished yet, we've got to finish the edges and stuff, but he swaged it all up, it's all hand fabricated. Put some of the Dynamat on the back there to stop the noise of the fuel pump coming into the cabin area. Alright, Wayne's fabbed up the little tabs and painted it all so it looks very pretty. Just waiting for it to dry and then we'll bolt it on. So Wayne's mounted it up and he's just sorting out the lines. Getting new fittings from Rocket. So the power steering cooler is all mounted, so hopefully that'll stop the cavitation. And now we're just starting to do the tensioning of the pulleys, put on the last few belts, and she'll be ready to go. So that's it, we're good. We're done. So we'll see you there Saturday night. Australian Drift Club event at Sydney Motorsport Park. The nighttime wet pan.